Well. Look who it is. It's your boy, G. Bush, back in the building. You know what it is. Another episode of The Barbershop. Stop playing around, man. I'm just happy to be back in the building, man. I know a lot of people is just happy to be out, man. Happy to be having football back right now. Just happy to be able to talk about something that gets us a little closer together and to talk about this common ground that we got, and that's called football, that's called sports, and that's called getting back into the NFL and college football, what we do preferably. And you know what it is, man. I've been all over the world, man. If you have not checked it out, please check out that documentary. Shot a documentary in the last year. Dope. You want to check out, it's called The American Dream. Check that out. If you don't know, I've also started my music show. Got a music show that might not be for everybody. It is what it is, man. But check out my hip hop show. I got a show called Top 5. It's a countdown show. You can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you're a music type person. If not, you can come here to the barbershop and get what you need. And that's that content on the Browns. That's that content on the NFL, sports in general. So we going to do that what we do here. And let's toss it up. Let's get it going, man. Awesome to be back with y'all, man. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe button. And if you don't know how I give it up real, man. Listen, we might not be able to agree, but we can go back and forth in that comment section and we can talk as long as the discourse is dope, as long as we able to give each other what we feel and do it in a respectful way. I ain't got no problem with disagreements, but most of the time you probably won't disagree with me because I'm 96.5% right all the time. So let's get to it, man. New season, new reason. If you don't know who I am, I do a show in Cleveland called The Barbershop. Same logo, same everything. You can check that out on the radio.com app. And I do the pregame show for the Cleveland Browns for 92 through the fans. So I'm intimately close with the Browns, so to speak. But if you've ever saw anything about me or know anything about me, I keep it real with the Browns. When the Browns ball, I let you know that they was balling. When the Browns is terrible, I'll let you know they was terrible. When the Browns is like disgusting, I'll come on here and be disgusted, man. I'm not no homer. I ain't no stan. I'm not no fan. I want to see the team do well, but if they come out here and get the brakes beat off of them, they just get the brakes beat off of them. It is what it is. First and foremost, I talk about football because I played football. I played football in high school, played football in college, and I'm a student of the game. So when we talk about football, I could talk about JV football on a Tuesday night. That's just how I feel about the game. So don't get it twisted. No homers over this way. And if you're a fan of any other team in the league, you can feel free to come here, check out my content because my content is secure, my content is clean, and my content is 100% honesty. And that's what you're going to get. But I wanted to talk about previewing the season a little bit here. Previewing the season here a little bit is crazy because once again, we're off to another start, and obviously we talk about the Cleveland Browns, and it's another year of figuring out where we want to go, what we want to be, and how we're going to do our things, right? New coach, Kevin Stefanski, right? Some people, where the blogs at, G. Bush? Ain't nothing to blog about yet. We ain't got nothing to blog about yet. You know why? Everything is up in the air. There's beat reporters who've been in practice that can't tell you nothing. I've talked to all the beat reporters in Cleveland. Well, who you want to talk about? You want Bud Shaw, Doug Maurice? You want to bring up Mary Kay Cabot? You want to bring up Darryl Ryder? And I'm not name dropping here. I'm just saying that all those people that cover this team don't even know what's going on because of the limited practices and the limited time and the limited reps and COVID-19. We all know what it is, right? Y'all can watch a bunch of other people for that stuff. But the problem is when you're looking at the Cleveland Browns, and one of the things that I'm just disappointed by is it's frustrating being a fan of the Cleveland Browns because if you're a fan of the Cleveland Browns, you actually have to talk to people. You actually have to talk to the other fans who are Cleveland Brown fans. And they're some of the most annoying people in the world. Don't get it confused. Annoying and passionate are two different things, right? Annoying is just some little quirks that you just don't like how they express themselves, right? Passionate is something that could be admired. I can admire passion. I love passion because passion shows me you actually care. It shows me it means something to you. It means you invested. But when we talking about annoying, the Browns are up there. The Browns are up there as far as annoying fans, and I'm just one of those guys who happen to be part of the community. And the reason why they're so annoying is because of their attitude. The attitude of the Browns fans is some of the worst in the game. It's a defeatist attitude.
Give me a second, I'm sorry. Just Browns. Somebody's like, Browns, just in general, the Browns. All right. That's the most applause the Browns have gotten in probably 10 years.
It's a what was me attitude.
So we go into the game, we get murdered, kind of our thing. You know, we just get crushed. We are lost by like 40.
It's a apologist attitude.
No. Good. You know that thing that everybody does when they're an asshole?
It's a half glass empty.
Technically, we're the home team. You kicked our ass, but you've got to go. Like, we're the ones going goodbye. We just have to head home.
It's not about, it's a lot of just horseshoes and hand grenades and getting lucky and the football gods and we never get anything. We're going to lose today and we're going to, listen, man, I understand where that comes from. I get that. I've been watching this team since the early 90s when I was born in 81. I've seen this team. This is the only team I've ever rooted for, right? I've seen them take L after L after L after L every single game after 1999. I'm aware of all the stats. I'm aware of all the jerseys. I'm aware of all the terrible things that happened to them. But one of the things as fans, and I challenge you to examine this if you're one of these people, it's you believe that if you just don't wish for wins or you don't get too excited, that somehow the football gods are going to say, look, you deserve it. They didn't even expect 8 or 9 wins. So we're going to give him 10.
This is a man named Bob Rosenthal. And early in his career as a research psychologist, he did something very devious.
That's not the way football works. It's not the way life works in general.
Late one night, Bob secretly crept into his lab and he hung signs on all of the rat cages. Some of the signs said that the rat in the cage was incredibly smart, and some of the signs said that the rat in the cage was incredibly dumb, even though neither of these things was true.
If you want anything in life, you must go out, bust your tail, put in the work, put in an effort, write the vision down, make it clear, and then your actions will go towards that goal.
So then Bob brings this group of experimenters into his lab and says, for the next week, some of you are going to get these very smart rats and some these very dumb rats. And your job is to run your rat through a maze and record how well it does.
Your actions are only magnified by expectations.
So what did they find? It was not even close. The smart rats did almost twice as well as the dumb rats. Even though the smart rats were not smart and the stupid rats were not stupid. They were just all the same kind of average North Dakotan rat.
And the problem with our country now today is we don't expect very much. We don't expect good grades. We don't expect to stay into shape. We don't expect to live past a certain age.
That almost, to me, sounds like the stuff of science fiction, like telekinesis.
Yeah, no one really believed him at first.
We don't expect our children to behave accordingly. We don't expect anything. We go out here and hope.
I was having trouble publishing any of this.
But what Bob eventually figured out was that the expectations that the experimenters had in their head actually translated into a whole set of tiny behavior changes.
Well, America didn't get good by just hoping. And so when you're going out there and you're trying to play a football game and you want to win a football game at the highest level, there could be no thought in your mind that we're going to lose every single week. Or maybe we're going out here to be 500.
Handling rats and handling them more gently can actually increase the performance of rats.
This kind of dynamic happens in people too.
Your effort cannot be 500 effort. Your effort must sustain a vision in which you think you're going to be successful.
You may be standing farther away from someone you have lower expectations for. You may not be making as much eye contact. And it's not something you can put your finger on.
And for fans, expect something more. It's no big deal, no harm, no foul. If your team is terrible and you got every single week in there working towards something, and if you say my expectation levels for y'all is to be this, win the championship or the Super Bowl or make the playoffs, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford. She was one of several researchers who explained all kinds of surprising things that expectations can influence, like teacher expectations can raise or lower a student's IQ score.
But what is wrong is if you think you're psyching yourself out and you're saying, well, at least I won't get my hopes all up. Like, come on, bro. We all grown men. We all, like, are you that feeble in your mind, body, and soul that you believe that if you just wish on fairy tales and, hey, you know what? I know I want to go to the casino and put it all on black, but I don't think black's going to come out, so I'm going to just choose red, even though I really do think black. Bro, put your money where it is, put the money on the table, and let's get it going.
A mother's expectations can affect the drinking behavior of her middle schooler. Military trainers' expectations can literally make a soldier faster or slower.
Think about that. As you go through the world, the expectations of other people are constantly acting on you, literally making you stronger or weaker, smarter or dumber, faster or slower.
Yeah. So my question was, how far does this go?
The Browns on paper got one of the best offenses in the league on paper. Granted, I know you in the comment section earlier, but that's on paper, G. Bush. I understand it's on paper. Paper don't win games. I get what you're saying.
So, Carol, for example, if I expect that if somebody jumps off a building, they will be able to fly, that's not going to work out so well, right?
Right.
So what does science know about where we should draw the line?
I understand that. I get it. But here's the thing I'm going to be upset about. If I got a Mercedes-Benz and I'm paying $400, $500 a week, $400 a month on this Mercedes-Benz out here, brand new off the lot, you think I'm going to accept that I turn the key and 3 weeks later it don't start? No.
That line is moving. As we come to understand things that are possible and mechanisms through which a belief affects an outcome or one person affects another person, that line can move.
Are you serious? I'm paying $500 a month for this thing. I could pay $250 and get my Toyota Camry jumping and that start. I got a car that's a 2004 Ford Taurus that's still starting. Do you think I'm going to be on a payment plan? You think I'm going to be out here with a $500 payment and my car ain't starting? Unacceptable. Standards to this thing. And when you want to look at it, well, that's just on paper. I understand on paper that you have a 2020 Mercedes, but anything can happen. It don't mean I got to take it. If I got the Taurus out there and it's starting, damn it, that Mercedes better start. And for this offense, you got a bunch of Mercedes price tags. Jarvis Landry, Mercedes. Odell Beckham, that's a Maybach. How much they paying him, right? You went and got Hooper. That's at least a Lexus. You got Chubb in the backfield, and you get him. You ain't got a payment on Chubb yet, because he's still on his rookie deal. You ain't even put a payment on him yet. Him and Kareem Hunt, y'all ain't got no payment plans on them. Y'all ain't even paying them big money. But here's the problem. You go out and you get somebody on the offensive line. You invest the top 10 pick in Wills. These are all pieces to get you where you're going. So when I ask you what you expect from a fan, and I hear people talking about, G. Bush, maybe 7 wins. I'm gonna taper my expectation. I ain't tapering nothing. We're not tapering anything. Do they got holes? Yes. Do they have places that they need to be worried about? Yes. We'll get to those in different blogs. But the blog I'm talking about right now says, Cleveland Browns fans, stop the woe is me attitude. If I'm seeing the Tennessee Titans run around with Derrick Henry in a nice running game, nothing to call home up about on defense. They solid on defense. Solid. They went and got Clowney. I like that. A.J. Brown's a nice receiver like that. But they put their second overall pick, Marcus Mariota, that was like, you can't play. Let me bring Ryan Tannehill in, and they won a game away from the Super Bowl. Their coaches ain't talking about short off seasons and whatever coming. No, solid defense, solid coaching, no special teams that are hurting yourself, and playing smart. Them is prerequisites. If you're gonna be in the NFL, those are prerequisites. Those are things you got to do just by showing up in the league. Those are things that the Browns need to do, and those are things that they can do, and a new head coach can control. You could do something about clock management. You could do something about your team not being that most heavily penalized team since the beginning of time. You could do something about those. You can make sure your special teams are competent. Those are all things in the control of a head coach that's the first year. Now, whether or not the Browns get to 7, 8, 9, 10 wins, that's to be seen. But that has nothing to do with my expectation levels. My expectation levels are for the Cleveland Browns to come out here and be an offense that can compete with any other team in the league. Week in, week out. And that hangs on the head of Baker Mayfield, and we need to figure out moving forward. This year is to figure out if Baker's the guy. See, it is what it is. Because if Ryan Tannehill is doing his thing, and Josh Allen in Buffalo is getting his team to a place where he's playing, it's unacceptable if Baker Mayfield can't get there. And it rests on that offense, and the offense gotta be a Rolls Royce. It gotta be a Rolls Royce. Or why am I paying a bill then? I'm not gonna be paying no bill for a Rolls Royce. I ain't paying $600 for the Rolls Royce Phantom, and I'm out here getting Ford Focus. I'm out here getting Ford Focus productivity. It's not going to happen, bro. That's what it is, This team is not a team that's building for something. This team is not a team constructed that they had with Hugh Jackson. This team is not a team that's a let's figure it out middle of the road type team. No, you're paying top-notch free agents at your right tackle. You're paying top-notch money for your guard. You paid J.C. Treader a whole lot of money. You got a first-round pick, top 10 investment in the left tackle. 2 of the highest-paid receivers. 1 of the highest-paid tight ends in the game. The highest-paid defensive player, about 1, 2, or 3 defensive linemen, and Myles Garrett and his big extension. We'll talk about that in a future blog. All these positions are top-notch players. They are expected to perform as so, and therefore my expectation, including the fact that there's an extra playoff position, is this. The Browns make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, there's going to be some changes. Simple as that. Simple as that. We need to stop with all we'll give them an opportunity to prove it. Listen, we've learned way too many times that if you're not doing something in that first or second year, you're in trouble. And Kevin Stefanski, I like what he bringing to the table. I like him what his moxie is. I like that he's a down to earth type guy. But make no mistake about it. Case Keenum is here for a reason. Case Keenum has won games in this league, and I'm not saying that we're gonna replace Baker, but let me tell you this: you ain't got no time to be half stepping. No, it's getting late early. When we come out, it's a tough game against Baltimore, a very tough game. The schedule people didn't do us no favors. 0. I expect the Bengals to be much improved. I expect the Baltimore Ravens to be one of the most multiple, versatile running attacks in the league. They're going to have multiple formations. J.K. Dobbins is a steal. And I'm not saying that because I'm from Ohio. I'm not really what you would call an over-the-top Ohio State Buckeyes fan anyway. I'm more of I watch college football. I just like the game. So I'm not a homer when it comes to J.K. Dobbins. But I'm going to tell you what. Him and Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson, even if Lamar Jackson, because people hope that he's going to fall off a cliff. I'm a firm believer that if you want to win games, you don't hope somebody. You make them fall off the cliff. I pray to God at night that Lamar Jackson is not going to be good. No, you got to do something on the defensive side of the ball to make him uncomfortable, to make him not good. That's the point we're talking about. So when we're looking at this thing, Baltimore's going to be much improved. They didn't do you no favors that you got to go to at Baltimore. The only favor you got, it might be rainy, And on top of it, ain't no fans in the stands. So, but the days of the Cleveland Browns not being able to compete are very evident. The days of that's not what this storyline is. You're expected to go out there and compete. You're expected to go out there and do their thing. And I'm going to put this out for the first blog. You're expected to make the playoffs. That's what it is. That's what it is. I need my quarterback to evolve. I need him to be a dominant. I need Myles Garrett to be defensive player of the year this year. You're getting paid as so. You missed games last year, whether we thought it was just or not. I need at least 16. I need 16 sacks. One a game. I don't care how you get them on average. We need 16. We need to see what Denzel Ward is made of. Denzel, you had a great first year. Second year, not so much. Greedy Williams, I know you got the shoulder. You might want to get back on that field quickly. Because Terrence Mitchell, I have no problem playing Terrence Mitchell. As you can see, my demeanor is much different in 2020. I'm not one of these guys who's trying to come out here and just happy to see some football. That's not what it's about. Whether y'all realize it or not, these games count for something. They always count for something. If you go out there and you lay an egg, you think people are going to say, well, it's COVID-19. No, it's COVID or not. I know your children were studying from home. I know it was a tough thing. Listen, there's lots of people in this country that are working under conditions and working from home. I guarantee it's tough. Guarantee it is. You want to tell me about tough? Talk to them people, and them people that got seasons canceled for basketball in high school, seasons canceled for baseball, spring, track, all them canceled. And everybody in this country got their kids at home. Salute to y'all up for out there doing your thing. So whether or not the fans is behind y'all, whether or not you think this don't count, and you just want to see football, listen, when we talk about football, anytime you turn that film on, the eye in the sky don't lie. You either putting up good film or you putting out bad film. That's all there is to it. And you talk to anybody that's played the game, anybody that's coached the game, anybody that's been around the game, anybody that's scouted the game, anybody that's covered the game, they understand that either you putting out good tape trying to win or you not. So this thought process this year ain't coming down to let's warm everybody's shoulders up. It's an opportunity to go out there and then once again end the drought of being in the playoffs. It's up to them to do it. We don't know. The season is long. The season is arduous. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. We just saw what Grant dealt with. But at the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns, make no mistake, have enough talent, have enough what it takes to make the playoffs. But that's on paper. You gotta go out and do it. As always, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to get back to you. We're going to drop another one. We got them dropping every single, man, come on, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to do. I'm tired of talking. We just going to do it, man. Subscribe to the barbershop. Look for it, and you know what it is. Peace.